Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to look at data types and typecasting in Python. So let's get started. So let's launch idle. So the first thing we need to know is what is a data type. In programming, every piece of data or information has a particular type which enables the compiler to perform its operations perfectly. For instance, if you need to enter or use your name in a program, your name consists of sequence of characters, and the type related or given to your name is called a string. When you want to work with numbers, numbers comes in different varieties. We can have numbers without decimal points, which are called integers. And then we can also have numbers with decimal points. So this is the idea behind data types. So every piece of information has a data type. So in Python, there are different types of data types. We have strings, we have integers, we have floats, we have complex, we have dictionaries. So we are just going to look at a few of them. So let's start with integers. Integers refers to any whole number, whether positive or negative, without a decimal place. And it can have unlimited length. It can go as long as you want it to. Okay, so example is the number 10 is an integer. The number 20 is an integer. The number 5000 is an integer. So let's declare an integer. We can say x is equal to, let's say, 20. So when we call x, we have 20 is an integer. Now there is an important function in Python which is used to check the type of a particular piece of information or data, and that function is type. Okay, so you call the function and provide it a parameter of your variable, which is x. Then when we hit enter, we have class int, so it's telling us that it is an integer. Let's go to float. Floats are also any number, whether positive or negative, which contains decimal places. Okay, an example can be, let's say y is equal to 20.9 or 7. Okay, so when we output y, we get 20.7. When we check the type of y, then it tells us it is a float. The next thing I want us to look at is a particular data type called complex. Okay, now in mathematics, there are times you will need to work with complex numbers or imaginary numbers. So Python gives you the opportunity to be able to use that in your programs. How to define a complex data type is, we can say z is equal to, let's say, 1j. Okay, when we output z, we get 1j. When we check the type of z, then it is a complex. Okay, so for now, these are just the most basic. Okay, these are just the most basic data types you need to know. Now there are other data types, which is dictionaries and lists. So I would save those ones for another video. So I'll create a video specifically on that. Okay, now let's look at what is called typecasting in Python. If I have a variable which is x is equal to x is already defined, so I have x to be 20. Now the type of x has a type of int. In other words, s is an integer. There are times that you want to change an integer to a float, or you want to change a float to an integer. So you want to force it to become a different data type. How do you do that? The process of doing that, changing from one data type to another, is called typecasting. So a clear example is y is 20. I want to force y to become an integer. So I can say new y is equal to, then I would say int, then I'll supply it the value of y. When I do this, I'm forcing y to become an integer, and I'm storing that result in a new variable called new y. So if I should call new y, I get 20. So what it has done is that it has truncated all decimal places out, so it becomes an integer. You can change from an integer to a float. How do we do that? We can say new x is equal to, then we type the word float, then we supply x, which is an integer. Okay, let me give you the opportunity to see what I am doing. All right, so now over here, when I call new x, we get 20.0, not 20. Okay, so this is the idea of typecasting, which is converting from one data type to another data type. So thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly check out the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.